Hello friends, welcome to Town Planning and Urban Planning, lecture number 3, module 1. This slide shows the satellite image of Harappa. This slide refers to information about the Harappa city, which has 23,000 population and measures 150 hectares of land. It is constructed during the period 2800 to 2500 BC. It is the center of trade network extending from Balochistan and Afghanistan to the west of sea coast in the south. The town built over a raised mud brick platform. This slide shows town planning characteristics of Harappa, in which massive brick walls were used for construction of towers and bastions. The large open spaces inside the gateway have been used market or checkpoint for taxing goods coming into the city were proposed. Outside the city, a cluster of houses to provide shelter for travelers and caravans were constructed. No division of society is reflected in the layout of city. Large public building, market areas, large and small houses as well as craft workshop have been constructed in the same neighborhood. Barrack-like group of single-roomed tenements were constructed for poor class of people. This slide refers to town planning feature of Harappa city regarding the basic house plans. In the town planning, the single-room tenements as well as houses with courtyard were proposed. Rooms on three sides opening into a central courtyard were planned. Even large number of houses had private wells. The construction of hut in the common room made up of brick or stone lined fireplace used for cooking or heating purpose were constructed. Bathrooms with chute leading to drainage channels were constructed. Even there is a provision of first floor bathroom as well as brick stairways provided to give the access to the upper floors. Houses with perimeter wall and adjacent houses were separated by narrow space of land. Granary with areas for threshing grains were proposed. Burnt bricks mainly used for drains, wells and bathrooms. Sun-dried bricks were mainly for filling. Timber used for flat roofs and used for frames. In Harappa architecture, different building materials such as mud bricks, baked bricks, wood and reeds were used. The average size of brick used for construction of houses were 7 by 12 by 34 cm, whereas the brick size of 10 by 20 by 40 cm for the city was well used. Mud brick, baked brick and wood or stone were used for foundation and walls of houses. The door windows were made from wood. House floors consist of hard packed earth. Bathing areas and drains, baked brick and stones were used. Roof made up of wooden beams covered with reed and packed clay was also used. Largest building made entirely of wood. Windows were made up of wood, shutters and lattice work. In Harappa city, large public structures such as administration or ritual structures were built where the access routes were provided from one area to another area. Similarly, market and public meetings held in large open courtyards were planned. Similarly, houses and public buildings grouped with one common wall and formed larger blocks and accessed by wide streets. Most houses had a private bath and toilet as well as private wells. Similarly, the drainage provision has been made. Provision for drinking and bathing were also made. Wells were lined with specially made bricks to form a structurally sound cylinder. Ropes were used to lift the water, probably with wooden bucket. Some neighbors had communal wells also. This slide refers to drainage system in Harappa, where bathing platforms with watertight floor and drains provided in rooms adjacent to the wells were shown. Drains and water chutes in the upper story were often built inside the wall, with an exit opening just above the street drains. Tapered terracotta drain pipes were used to direct water out to the street. Many houses had toilets separate from bath areas. Commodes were large jars sunk into the floors, and many of them contained a small jar. Drains covered with baked bricks or dressed stone bricks. Garbage bins were provided along the major streets. This slide refers to ancient India Lothal, where bathroom structures at Lothal as well as well and bathing platforms at Lothal were shown. The main building material used for construction of bathroom as well as well and bathing platforms for construction is brick. This slide refers to ancient India Lothal and a sketch prepared by an artist of Lothal. In the first figure, you will observe that a drain is constructed making use of the local bricks of standard shape. This slide refers to ancient India Lothal. Lothal is one of the most prominent cities of the ancient Indus Valley civilization. It is located in Bhal region of Gujarat. Lothal is situated near the village of Saragwala in the Dholka area. Hereafter, we are going to see how the town planning development takes place during the Buddhist period. This slide refers to ancient India during Buddhist period. Buddhist period up to 320 AD, during the period of Emperor Chandragupta Maurya, 321 BC to 185 BC. Kautilya Chanakya was the chief minister who wrote the famous Arthashastra, a formal writing on town planning. It states the regulation of zoning depending upon the community's highways to be parallel to the main cardinal direction, that is grid iron pattern. The width of Rajmarg to be not less than 30 feet was proposed. It clearly shows that the art of town planning had made much progress as long back as 3rd century BC. This slide refers to development during the Buddhist period, in which the excavation carried out at Patliputra, the capital of Magad, show evidence of advanced knowledge of town planning. The capital was laid on grid iron pattern consisting of 16 sectors. Most of the houses had gardens with well and ponds. There is a provision of wastewater by providing the underground drainage. The city was 16 km long and 3.5 km wide, was surrounded by a deep moat 180 meter wide and further protected by ramparts stretching more than 40 km long, studded with 64 gates and 570 towers. This slide refers to ancient Indian Buddhist period, wherein the gates were provided to the cardinal points of the compass and were wide enough for the elephant to pass through easily. Takshila and Nalanda were founded during this particular period. Nalanda was a renowned place of learning. The site Nalanda measured about 487 meter long and 244 meter wide and consists of 3 essential stupas, temples and hostels for monks. It had 300 halls accommodating more than 10,000 pupils. The libraries were 9-storied high. This slide refers to plan and construction worked out during Buddhist period. Then hereafter we are going to study how the town planning development takes place during the medieval period, that is during the 14th century. This slide refers to Jaipur city, which is constructed during the medieval period, that is during 14th century, where the roads are crossing each other at 90 degree and the plots were rectangular in size as far as possible. Also, the separate provision for different activities has been made. The zoning pattern was adopted. This slide refers to key plan of walled city Jaipur, in which you will observe the various districts which are located in the Jaipur city. Similarly, you will observe major landmarks, even major nodes, and the position of different gates which are provided on the periphery of Jaipur. Hereafter, we are going to see the Mughal period, which started in the year 1526 and ended in the year 1707. This slide refers to the work done during the Mughal period in the town planning history. The cities like Agra, Delhi were redeveloped. Fatehpur Sikri was entirely planned. Similarly, fortifications strengthened for Bijapur and Lucknow. And the important work started during this particular period was laying of gardens and parks. Even the Kabul Bagh at Panipat by Babur, Shalimar Bagh or Garden of Bliss, and Nishant Bagh at Kashmir by Shah Jahan, and Lal Bagh at Bangalore by Hyder Ali are still in good conditions. This slide refers to pre-independence period or British period till 1947. In this slide, we are going to see pre-independence period development. When the Britishers first settled in India, they found most of the conditions of city were unhealthy. So they started independent colonies on the outskirts of existing towns. They are given the names to the extensions such as cantonment and barracks for military occupied area and civil lines for the residence of civilians and well to do the people. And thereafter they started the planning of street. They adopted straight roads regardless of cost or damages to social structure of the towns. This slide refers to historical development during pre-independence period or British period, where no large town planning schemes were considered till the end of 19th century. In the first decade of 20th century, they took up the outstanding work of building New Delhi. The plan was prepared on modern town principles by eminent town planner Edwin Luton, assisted by Baker. They designed government houses, council hall, secretariat with their monumental architecture. Even the industrial buildings were separated from residential sector and arranged around the commercial and civic buildings. They have planned and designed the buildings for administrative purpose. This slide refers to post-independence period or British period after 1947. In this slide, we are going to see the post-independence period development, in which many industrial towns were planned. A few of them were given in this particular slide. The steel towns like Durgapur, which was located in the West Bengal, then Bhilai, which was located in the Madhya Pradesh, Rourkela in the Orissa, and industrial towns such as Jamshedpur located in Bihar, Bhadravati in Karnataka, Chittaranjan in West Bengal, and the capitals cities of Gujarat, namely Gandhinagar and Chandigarh for Punjab, that is Union Territory, has been planned during the post-independence period. This slide refers to map of Gandhinagar, Gujarat. This is a map of Chandigarh, Punjab city, which is carried out during the post-independence period. This is my reference slide. If any doubts, please call me on 942128262. Thank you.